You're typing fast, on your phone, in a group email, 12 people on the thread, you hit send without reading it back. And 40 seconds later, you open the sent folder just to double check. And autocorrect had changed one word. Just one.
Which word?
Please see attached budget file. Except it didn't say attached.
Oh no.
It said attacked.
Please see attacked budget file.
To 12 people, including my boss's boss.
Did anyone say anything?
3 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Reply all. From him.
Today, what you actually say when a mistake is already sitting in everyone's inbox and there's no deleting it. Welcome back to English in the Wild. I'm Alex.
And I'm Kim, who, as you just heard, cannot be trusted with autocorrect.
One real workplace situation broken down into English you can actually use. Today, what to say after a mistake everyone can already see, in writing, where you can't take it back.
Real situations, real people, real language. Even when the real person is me, embarrassing myself in an email.
Last week was about a mistake nobody could see. Kai's screen just froze. This one's the opposite. Everyone can see it, forever, in a thread.
This one I get to just watch happen to someone else, for once.
Kim, walk us through it. Who's Daniel?
Daniel's our SVP of Finance, 2 levels above my manager. I'd never actually spoken to him directly before this. It was a Thursday. I was sending the Q3 budget file to the whole planning group, 12 people, all CC'd, pretty routine.
And you were typing on your phone?
In the elevator, actually, fast. I typed, please see attached budget file, hit send, didn't look at it again.
So when did you notice?
About 40 seconds later, out of habit, I opened my sent folder, and there it was. Please see attached budget file.
One letter.
One letter. And I just stood there thinking, okay, maybe nobody's opened it yet. Maybe I have time.
Did you?
3 minutes. Then my phone buzzed. Daniel, reply all. Nice attack on the budget, Kim.
To the whole thread.
To the whole thread. Now it wasn't just my typo anymore. It was his joke about my typo in everyone's inbox with my name on it twice.
Maya, why does a mistake in writing feel so much worse than one you just say out loud?
Because a spoken mistake happens once and then it's gone. A written one just sits there. People can open it, reread it, forward it, and decide what to think about it, all without you in the room.
So it's not one embarrassing moment. It's an embarrassing moment that 12 people can revisit whenever they want.
Exactly. And here's the part that actually matters. There's a short window right after people notice before anyone's decided how big a deal this is. Let's call it the spotlight window.
What happens in that window?
Whoever speaks first sets the tone for everyone after them, Daniel joked. So for a moment, the whole thread was deciding, is this a joke now or is Kim about to make it worse?
So the pressure wasn't the typo. It was what I said next.
Right. The typo is already forgotten by lunchtime. What people remember is whether you handled the spotlight window well or badly.
Does this hit harder for someone writing in a second language?
Often, yes, because a typo in your second language feels like proof of the thing you're already a little worried about, that your English isn't as sharp as everyone else's. So the instinct is to either over-apologize or go quiet and hope it blows over. Both of those actually make the spotlight window longer, not shorter.
So what should you actually do in that window?
You say something short, on your own terms, before anyone else defines the moment for you.
Okay, what does that actually sound like?
3 moves. All 3 are about staying in charge of the spotlight window instead of just reacting to it. Move 1. Own it in one line, not an apology essay, one short, self-aware line. Here's the difference. Bad version, I'm so sorry, everyone, this is completely unacceptable. I don't know how that happened. I'll be more careful next time.
That sounds worse than the typo.
Way worse, that's 5 apologies for 1 letter. Better version, autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached. Budget's ready for review whenever. 1 line, no drama, done.
So the good version isn't shorter because it's lazy. It's shorter because it doesn't treat a typo like a crisis.
Exactly. The long apology makes the mistake feel bigger. The short one makes it feel like nothing, which is closer to the truth anyway.
So instead of hoping people forget it, I just name it myself quickly and stop there.
Exactly. You beat the joke to the punch, so the story becomes Kim handled that well, not Kim went quiet. Move to match the room. If people are already laughing like Daniel did, join the tone, light, quick, done. If it's a serious thread and nobody's joking, skip the humor and just correct it plainly.
What if you get it wrong? You joke, but the room's actually serious.
That's exactly why there's a move 3, fix forward. Whatever tone you pick, always follow it with the actual information people need. The real word, the real deadline, the real file. You're not just managing the mood, you're finishing the job.
So it's not about being funny. It's about not leaving 12 people confused about what I actually meant.
Right. Nobody remembers your exact wording. They remember whether the thread felt handled or left hanging.
Own it in one line, match the room, fix forward, 3 moves.
And all 3 do the same job. They close the spotlight window before someone else closes it for you.
Kim, be honest. What was your first instinct before you replied?
I opened the recall menu. I actually tried to unsend it.
The classic move.
It felt like the smart thing to do. Just make it disappear before Daniel even opened it. Except he already had.
That's the trap almost everyone falls into here. We could call it the recall trap, trying to erase the mistake instead of owning it. And it usually backfires twice over because most email systems send a second message when you try to recall the first one, something like, Kim would like to recall Q3 budget file. Now people know exactly what you're trying to hide and that you're trying to hide it.
So the recall email is worse than the typo.
Almost always. Recalling the email doesn't recall the attention, it just sends a second one.
So trying to disappear made it a 2-part story instead of a 1-line joke.
Exactly. Own it once in the open and it's over in a sentence. Try to erase it and you've just written chapter 2.
But what if I own it with a whole reply and actually nobody cared that much? Now I've made a bigger deal out of a typo that half the thread didn't even notice.
That's exactly what would stop me from replying at all.
Fair worry, but look at the actual cost on each side. Owning it costs you one short, light sentence, 10 seconds, maybe a laugh. Staying quiet, if people did notice, costs you the whole spotlight window, and Daniel's joke becomes the only version of the story anyone remembers. 1 line costs you almost nothing. Silence costs you the ending of the story.
So it's not really a risk to say something. It just feels riskier than doing nothing.
That's it exactly. People overestimate how big the one-liner will look and underestimate how long an unanswered joke sits there unanswered.
It felt safer to just let Daniel's joke be the last word. It's actually the opposite.
That's usually how it goes.
Let's practice. Kim, Daniel just replied all with his joke. What do you send back?
Okay, something like, ha, autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached. Budget's ready for review whenever.
Clean, you owned it, matched his tone, and fixed it forward, all in one line.
Wait, Maya, what if right after that, someone else on the thread replies asking a real question? Like, wait, is the deadline still Friday? And it gets buried under everyone reacting to the joke.
Great edge case. That's exactly why move 3 matters. Add the real information again clearly, even if it feels repetitive. Quick note for anyone who missed it under the jokes. Deadline still Friday, files attached below. That's not awkward. That's just doing your job clearly.
So I'm not just managing the joke. I'm making sure the actual information doesn't get lost inside it.
Exactly. Now, the delivery. Say it like you're already smiling about it, not like you're bracing for more teasing. Natural speed. Autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached. Slowly. Autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached.
Autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached.
Good. Full speed.
Autocorrect got me. That was supposed to say attached.
Kai, your line for the edge case. Quick note for anyone who missed it under the jokes. Deadline still Friday.
Quick note for anyone who missed it under the jokes. Deadline still Friday.
Good pace. Just land. Missed it a touch more clearly. That's the key detail. Once more.
Quick note for anyone who missed it under the jokes. Deadline's still Friday.
There it is. If you remember nothing else, own it, match it, fix it. Last one, both of you. For the record, Kim, you first.
For the record, budget's ready for review whenever.
Kai, your turn. Same opener, different ending.
For the record, deadline still Friday.
Notice, none of these lines apologize twice, and none of them try to hide anything. They just close the spotlight window and move the thread forward. That's the whole skill.
Kim, once you actually sent that reply, what happened?
Daniel reacted with a laughing emoji. Someone else replied, "Best typo I've seen all quarter." And that was basically it. The thread moved on to the actual budget numbers within a minute.
So the whole thing was way bigger in your head than it was in the thread.
Way bigger. In my head, it was career ending. In the thread, it was one laughing emoji and then everyone talking about spreadsheets again. I spent 10 minutes rereading my own sent email, imagining the worst. They spent about 10 seconds laughing and moving on. That's the whole gap, right there.
Did Daniel ever bring it up again?
A few weeks later, actually, he called it attack budget in a totally unrelated meeting, and everyone who was on that thread just laughed. It became a nickname, not an embarrassment.
And that's the real point of today's episode. Nobody remembers the typo. They remember whether you were the one still laughing about it weeks later or the one who never mentioned it again.
You can't unsend an email, but you can subscribe, and unlike Kim's recall button, this one actually works.
And tell us, what's the most embarrassing typo or reply all you've ever sent at work? One sentence. We want the real one, not the cleaned up version.
Comment below with your version of autocorrect got me. Bonus points if it's still a nickname somewhere. 3 moves from today. First, own it in one line. Don't wait for someone else to write the story for you. Second, match the room. Light if they're joking, plain and clear if they're not. Third, fix forward. Always follow up with the real information, even if it feels repetitive. And the principle behind all three, recalling the email doesn't recall the attention, it just sends a second one. Nobody remembers the typo. They remember who was still laughing about it weeks later.
And the bonus lesson, from the guy 2 levels above Kim without even trying. Best typo I've seen all quarter, turned an SVP's joke into the nicest thing anyone said about that email.
That's a lot of words for just own the joke before someone else does.
Next week, Kai's turn again. This time, a coworker asks him a direct question in a meeting that he genuinely doesn't know the answer to, in front of the client. We're going to break down what you say when the honest answer is, I don't know, and how to say it without sounding like you're not doing your job.
Subscribe. I'd rather you hear it from me than watch me live.
English in the wild, real English, real situations, real results.